Mũrĩega inyuothe rĩngĩ. Nĩ niĩ mwarimũ wanyu wa Gĩkũyũ, Karĩithi, or rather Peter. Na ngwĩhoka nĩ mũkũnyita wa gatũ ũmũthĩ, tondũ ũmũthĩ ndĩna lesson njega mũno ĩrĩa ĩna maũndũ maingĩ ma Gĩkũyũ. Good morning, viewers. It's me once again, your teacher, Peter. I hope that today, as we learn Kikuyu, we're going to learn a lot and that you are going to benefit a lot from this lesson of mine. And as I say, my usual saying is that if you don't know Kikuyu, you don't want money. Trust me, Kikuyu is the only way to go so that you can earn money. So, first of all, I'd like first of all to recap on what we learned on our last lesson, which was lesson 1. And we learn different things according to the way they are pronounced in Kikuyu, and how to say them, and how to form a small sentence. We formed 1 or 2, yeah. So today we're going to form today our objective today is to form a comprehensive sentence, and also we should learn about numbers today and make sure that we learn and we understand numbers well, right? So let's dive in straight into our lesson today, and that first of all we're going to recap and answer some of the questions that I left you last lesson, and I believe that you were able to answer them because they were very cheap questions, right? And Kikuyu is a language. You should be able to know some of the things that I taught you. The first thing that I taught you last lesson was on greetings. Greetings. I taught you a different way of greeting somebody. For example, we mwega. We mwega. Then I would say de mwega. That is asking somebody how you doing, and then the person will respond by saying I'm fine. Good. The other thing I learned to you, or rather I taught you, is that is how to introduce yourself. How you introduce yourself in Kikuyu. You say jitago fita. Jitago fita dongo. And remember the fee word, right? The fee. P turns into fee. I'll go through all these alphabetical alphabets, right? Yeah, I'll go through them in another lesson, but for today we're going to just learn about numbers and make some comprehensive sentences, as I had said earlier. So how to introduce yourself. We mwega, de mwega, jitago fita, right? You meet the riro. Also in your introduction, you say your name, you must say where you're coming from, your home place, obviously, and I think those are the most component things in introduction, right? So we said we mwega, de mwega, jitago fita, na nyumete roiro. Good. I know this is so familiar because you've heard this several times from people around. In Kenya we have a vast community of Kikuyu. Everywhere you'll find Kikuyu speakers, and I think it's the easiest language you can ever learn. So the other thing we learned about weather, we talked about weather, we talked about sunny, rioa, we talked about a dry spell, that is kwara, ni kwarite, right? I don't know if I taught that, but anyway, kwara ni kwarite, as in there's drought, right? There's a dry spell, right? So heho, heho, I don't know if I said about heho, but okay. Heho is cold, right? Heho, cold. There is rioa, that is sun, and there is rohuho, that is wind, right? There is bura, that is rain, I think that's basically everything about the weather. That's basically what you should know about the weather, right? So I left you some questions, and I'd like to go through them and correct and see if you've tried to get something. I know you've answered them, and that you're going at least to get the correct answers. So the first question was, you should say where you live in Kikuyu. Yeah, where do you live? Where do you live? You say in Kikuyu, I live in Riru. That's for me. I live in Ruiru. So you're going to say Jikaraga Ruiru. Good. I know that's what you wrote, right? Or rather, that's what you had in mind, right? Sorry. How do you introduce yourself? How you introduce yourself? As I had said earlier, introduction, it comprises of greetings. There is you mention your home place. Yeah, basically that's all. And how you introduce yourself in Kikuyu, you should say Rĩtwa rĩakwa nĩ Kareithi, nyumĩte Ruiru. Okay, I know I've changed somewhere there, and you're like, what's happening? But okay, it's like this. Rĩtwa rĩakwa nĩ Vita, nyumĩte Ruiru. Nyumĩte is a word that is okay. Nyumĩte is I come from, right? I come from. And I live Jikaraga, right? I come from Nyumete. I live Jikaraga, right? So, rĩtwa rĩakwa nĩ Peter na Jikaraga Ruiru. That is, my name is Peter and I live in Ruiru. The other one is rĩtwa rĩakwa nĩ Peter na nyumĩte Ruiru. My name is Peter and I'm from Ruiru, right? So and the greetings, you should okay. I asked, I told you to say how you doing in Kikuyu, right? So how you doing in Kikuyu? You're going to say kuhana atia, kuhana atia, as in how you doing, how are you doing, kuhana atia, right? Okay, that is what I had left for you to answer, and I believe that at least you've gotten something out of those few questions that I had left earlier. So today's lesson, as I had said earlier, we're going to do numbers from 1 to 10. I hope that you're eager to learn, or rather to know the numbers in Kikuyu, because numbers and money, my God, they go together. So numbers you must know because of money, right? So let's start the numbers. You repeat after me, or rather, répétez après moi. Okay, let me not scare you. That is French. Répétez après moi, or rather, repeat after me. Shokera nani. That is Kikuyu. Shokera nani. Shokera nani, right? So we have emoe. Emoe, that is one. Emoe. Igere. Igere, that is two. Igere. Idato. Idato, that is three. Inya. Inya. You should read my mouth. You know, there's a way I'm like pronouncing, yeah. So that pronunciation, you know, Kikuyu is I always say that Kikuyu is the French of Kenya. It's like you learn French, right? Kikuyu is French of Kenya, and it's so sophisticated. I don't know what to tell you. This language is so. Let me not continue from there. Okay. We were three, right? Three, we said idato, idato, right? See my mouth? Idato, idato. Then we have inya, 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 right? That is four. We have idano, idano, that is 5. We have idadato, idadato, that is 6. We have mogwaja, mogwaja, that is 7. Inyanya, inyanya, that is 8. Then we have keda, keda, that is 9. Then we have ikomi, ikomi, that is 10. So répétez après moi. From tops, let's go up to 10, and then you just repeat after me. And I know these are easy words to pronounce, especially if you're a Bantu out there. You know, these some of the pronunciations are like similar to your language, you know. So I know it wouldn't be that hard for you to pronounce these letters, or rather numbers. So let's start together. Emoy, igiri, idato, inya, idano, idadato, mogwaja, inyanya, keda, ikomi. Right? Right. I know that you just have to keep repeating and practicing. You know, practice make perfect. That is something that we know. All of us is aware of that, and when you do a lot of practice in Kikuyu, you'll be like so fluent, right? Yeah, it will be so like your language. You'll be like a native of Kikuyu, right? So the numbers, right? So the numbers, as we have said, we have pronounced them, and I had said earlier that most of these pronunciations are similar to the Bantu language out there. So some of the numbers you're going to see they are similar to your language. If you're a Bantu, I think Swahilis, yeah. So some of the pronunciations are derived from the Swahili. So just don't worry, just pronounce them as I have told you. You just look the way my mouth, you figure out how you to move your mouth, and just follow up on what I've just explained, and that you're going to learn something. Hmm? I assure you, by the end of this lesson 2, you're going to be able to count from 1 to 10, right? So let us do some practice on these numbers, so that you can be able to know how to pronounce them properly. So I would like us to dive into some mathematics. Oh, I hate mathematics, but let us dive straight into mathematics, and we do some calculations and see whether we will be able to pronounce these letters as we add, subtract in Kikuyu, right? So before I start, the sign, or rather the what, the signs, that's called the signs, right? Yeah, the signs, the sign, the addition, multiplication, division, you know, those ones I will help you out in Kikuyu, so that you can be able to know when I'm saying plus or minus, you'll be able to differentiate what and what you're minusing or what you're adding, right? So plus in Kikuyu is kuogerera, right? As in adding, kuogerera. Minus, koruta, you know, koruta. Multiplication is maita. Division, kogaya, right? I believe that those are the most popular apparatus that we use. Actually, they are called apparatus. Those are the specifics which we use mostly in our daily activities. So I don't think we're gonna use like in a cosine and those signs. Okay, we're not in mathematics. I don't want to remember those signs. So let us do some calculation and see whether we'll be able to know how to pronounce these letters. So we add 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3, you get 4, right? So in Kikuyu, you're going to say emwe kuogerera ithatu ukugia inya, right? Emwe kuogerera ithatu ukugia inya. 1 plus 3 is equals to 4, right? So another one, 5 plus 5 is equals to 10, right? 5 plus 5 is equals 10. Ithano kuogerera ithano ukugia ikumi. Ithano kuogerera ithano ukugia ki? Ikumi, right? And then we have 9 minus 8. 9 minus 8, you'll get 1. 9 minus 8, you get 1. So in Kikuyu, you'll say kenda kuogerera kenda kuruta inyanya ukugia imwe. Kenda kuogerera inyanya kuruta inyanya ukugia imwe. Sawa sawa? Oh, right. Yeah. So let's do our multiplication sign. 1 times 2 is equals to 2, right? 1 times 2 is equals to 2. So you will be saying emwe maita meri. Emwe maita meri is equals to, or rather, egokoro igiri. Emwe maita meri egokoro igiri, right? So basically that is numbers in Kikuyu. It's not that vast, you know. So I believe this is something you're going to learn with hours. Not even hours. I believe by maybe start by 7, by 12 in the noon, you'll be able to pronounce these words and you'll be talking fluently in Kikuyu, you know, because cash, and time is money, right? So I want you to practice that lesson on numbers, and I want you to make sure that you practice continuously, right? Practice continuously so that you may be able to get that pronunciation, or rather that lafudhi. Let's call it lafudhi, or rather accent. Lafudhi is in Kiswahili, so let's call it accent. You get that accent so that you may be able to do what? To pronounce it properly, accordingly, and according to Kikuyu culture, right? So I said we're gonna form some complex sentences using numbers in our first lesson, using what we learned in our first lesson and what we've learned today, and we combine them together and see what kind of a sentence we can come up with, right? So let me think of a sentence. Yeah. Rĩtwa rĩakwa nĩ Karĩithi. Yeah? Okay, no. Yeah, let's say, my name is Peter and I was number 1. Right? I was number 1. You say in Kikuyu, rĩtwa rĩakwa nĩ Peter na ndarĩ namba 1. Ndarĩ namba 1. You hear? Number, namba. Right? It's like you don't want to say the word naba. Naba. You know, naba. You know, you just say that and you're good to go. You're good to go. You're good to mention these things in front of Kikuyu, right? So I've said that sentence is my name is Peter and I was number 1. I was Dari. I was Dari. Kikuyu is so simple, I know, right? In English, you're having 2 words, in Kikuyu, you're having 1, right? So, Dari. Dari naba emwe. Dari naba emwe. Dari naba emwe, right? Rĩtwa rĩakwa nĩ Peter na ndarĩ namba 1, right? That is one sentence. Okay. Yeah. Wanjiko added 1 plus 1 to get 2. Sawa. Wajiko added 1 plus 1 to get 2. Wajiko ongereire imwe na imwe akigia igiri. Simple, right? It's so simple. So simple. I don't know what to say, but that is how you do numbers, and I believe that's enough for today. I will leave you with a quiz also today. I want you to practice so that I want you to get that money. I want you to make money, right? I want you to be rich, because Kikuyu is all about being rich and getting money, right? All right. So for today's should I call it assignment or homework? I don't know. You call it the way you want. And today I want you to do the following sums. I want you to do some mathematics. So you're going to add for me 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1. That is, you'll add 1 plus 1, you get 2. That is in Kikuyu, right? You add 1 plus 1 and you get the answer in Kikuyu. Simple, right? Then what do you get when you add 3 plus 4? What do you get when you add 3 plus 4? Simple. And then what do you get when you add 9 plus 1? What do you get when you add 9 plus 1? And the last one, what do you get when you minus 3 minus 2? What do you get when you minus 3 minus 2? Yeah. I believe that's what I had prepared for you today, and I hope that you did get something for today's lesson, and that you're going to try your best to practice. Keep on practicing. Practice. It does make you perfect. Trust me, it does make you perfect. It was good that you listened to me for today, and from here, salute, and may God be with you, right? Yeah. And ogie na muthenya mwega, na Ngai akurathime. So long.
Okay, one muhiki uria wiguaga watumire ciana ciakwa itunire